So our next final is women's singles, and it features Pai Yu Po of Chinese Taipei in her first ever Grand Prix Gold women's singles final today. But so too is her opponent. Cai Yanyan is only 17 years of age, and she also appearing in her first Grand Prix Gold final. Well, as far as the women's singles draw was concerned, by quarter-final stage, we had 5 different nations, 3 players from China, 2 from Chinese Taipei, and only 3 seeds. We lost 2 seeds in the very first round and then another 3 in the second round. So obviously by quarter-final stage, only 3 seeds left, only 1 in the top half of the draw, as you can see. Well, with the 2 seeds in the bottom half of the draw playing against each other, it meant by semi-final stage, we only had 1 seed left, and that was the number 2 seed, but she lost to the Chinese youngster yesterday. For Pai Yu Po, it was a second Grand Prix Gold semi-final in 2 weeks, because she was in the semi-final in the Bitburger Grand Prix Gold last week in Germany. My goodness, she must be tired, flying halfway across the world, and now today contesting her first ever final at Grand Prix Gold level. Well, with both players unseeded, it means that it is the first all unseeded women's singles Grand Prix Gold final this year. And in fact, you have to go all the way back to the US Open last year for the 2 women's singles finalists both to be unseeded. That was an all-Japanese affair in America a year ago, with Ayumi Mine beating Saina Kawakami in the final of the US Open. Here comes the 17-year-olds, Cai Yanyan. Well, I say 17, she'll be turning 18 in 3 days' time, on Wednesday, to be precise. Well, what a wonderful early birthday present it would be if she could win her first Grand Prix Gold title. She has been in an international tournament final before. That was earlier this year, the China International Challenge. But not surprising that this is the first meeting between the 2 players, considering Cai Yanyan's age and the fact that she has mainly been playing junior events. This, in fact, here in Macau is only her 6th ever Grand Prix Gold tournament. Well, Pai Yu Po is trying to emulate her sister, Pai Ma, who won a Grand Prix Gold women's singles title. That was at the US Open of 2012. If she were to win today, I think it may be unique. The 26-year-old, born in Taipei, up 9 places on the world ranking this week after her semi-final in Germany at the Bitburger Grand Prix Gold last week, up to 42, but has been as high as 20. A total of 2 weeks at number 20, 2 separate weeks. Now, she's had a tough journey, beating the number 6 seed, Evgenia Kosetskaya of Russia, in the second round. And then the silver medalist from the World Junior Championships in the quarterfinal, Han Hue. And then in the semi-final, Zhang Yiman from China. Squandered 4 game points in that first game that she lost before winning the next 2, as you can see. So to her opponents, Cai Yanyan from Beijing, and up 3 places to 91 on the world ranking, but she's only got 6 tournaments towards that world ranking. You really need at least 10 to get anywhere near a realistic ranking. So as I was telling you, 17 years of age, but will turn 18 in 3 days' time. Now, she had a very tough match, a repeat of the World Championship semi-final. That's the World Junior Championships, of course, I'm talking about, in Yogyakarta very recently, but reversed the result of that World Junior Championship semi-final, beating Tunjong in 3 games. seeded player, Suzuki, in the second rounds, and a qualifier from Korea in the quarterfinal. Yesterday in the semi-final, beat the number 2 seed very convincingly, Chung Ang-yi from Hong Kong. So as we look at our court officials for this one, from Macau and Hong Kong. Now, I was telling you that I think Pai Yu Po, if she was to win today's final, there she is, it would be unique. I've been consulting my friend and a badminton statistical guru, Don Hearn, this morning, and we've been in contact. We think that would probably be a first of siblings winning in the same discipline. Grand Prix gold, women's singles title. We don't think it's happened in men's singles either. We know it's happened in different disciplines with Ayaka and Sayaka Takahashi, both winning the German Grand Prix gold, but one in women's singles, one in women's doubles. In fact, that happened the same year. So a chance perhaps for history to be made with Pai Yu Po in her first ever Grand Prix gold tournament final.
And on my left, Cai Yanyan, China. Pai Yu Po to serve. Level. Prix.
So Pai Yu Po of Chinese Taipei getting this women's singles underway. Now, if you were with us yesterday, I was talking about Pai Yu Po against Cheng Yiman and saying surely after her wonderful run at the Bitburger Grand Prix Gold last week, finished on the Saturday, lost her semi-final, jumped on an aeroplane on Sunday, got back to Taipei on Monday. On Tuesday, departed from Taipei to come here to Macau and played her first match on Wednesday. Surely the accumulation of tiredness may begin to take its toll. Oh, that's nice. It's gone wide.
4-2.
I like the idea. Crisp smash across court, cute angle. Ideas aren't good enough though. Oh my goodness, she did a full pirouette before hitting that backhand. Good body attack.
Service over. 5-all.
Oh, very nearly got it back. After the low serve,
6-all.
Cai Yanyan was backpedaling. Thought it was going to be a lift. Very nice young lady, Pai Yu Po. Always makes the time to stop and say hello to me. Oh, that's a terrific shot. Well, I said earlier she hit a cross-court half smash, acute angle. I like the idea. She missed with it. That time it was perfect. Gone long.
8-7.
Well, they both used the body attack to great effect already in the match. Underwent elbow surgery at the end of last year, Pai Yu Po. Oh, lucky net cord. Created her own luck though because she took it early. Yeah, look at the difference in height as to where the two players were taking their net shots. Oh, she's taking it early again. Coming forward to the net, and the racket arm is outstretched. There's very little backswing. So it's just the loosening and tightening of the grip that's generating and making the difference between playing the net shot and playing that hard, fast push to the back of the court. That's another error. And on a run of 3 straight points, Cai Yanyan has a 3-point advantage at the mid-game interval here in the opening game. Just 7 minutes to this mid-game interval.
11-8. Prix.
So 11-8.
Service over. 9-11.
Well, there's been an awful lot of talk in world badminton about the lack of Chinese women's singles players over the last few years. I think the rest of the world has overtaken some of the Chinese players. Certainly we don't have the dominance of Chinese women's singles players that we did a decade ago or so. And I think that's a wonderful thing for world badminton, but I have to say these youngsters who have been playing in the World Junior Championships, Han Xue, Zhang Yiman, and this lady as well, Cai Yanyan, I think a new generation of very, very talented Chinese women's singles players are about to emerge onto the world stage. Yeah, it was too short lift. Got what it deserved from Pai Yu Po.
Service over. 10-13.
Well, I think there's signs that there's a bit of fatigue in the legs of Pai Yu Po. Oof, can't have missed by much.
15-10.
Well, in case you're wondering and considering whether Cai Yanyan will be the youngest ever winner of a Grand Prix Gold Women's Singles title, I can tell you she's not even close. Youngest ever winner was Ratchana Kintanon back in 2010 at the Indonesian Grand Prix Gold. Won the title there at 15 years, 8 months and 12 days. I do like that cross-court smash. It's very, very crisp.
16-11.
Too many careless errors at the moment from Pai Yu Po. Yeah, and I think that's perhaps what she's got to do more of, take more initiative within the rally.
17.
So she's dictating the pace and her opponent is having to be reactive to whatever she herself throws at her. Oh, goodness me, that's a gift. Gasp from the fans here in Macau. Now it was an opportunity, and an opportunity missed.
Service over. 18-13.
Oh yes, what a difference when she moves her feet and gets behind the shuttle. Plays that what we call the round the head shot
14-18.
from deep in the backhand corner, but still playing with the normal overhead action. Got all the options then. You can hit it straight, you can hit it cross, drop shots, clears, smashes.
Service over. 19-14.
Pushed it long, another error.
20.
And it's game point opportunities for Cai Yanyan. Oh, is that a lifeline for Pai Yu Po?
Service over. 15-20.
Finds the back line. And the opening game, 21-15 to the 17-year-old from China. A little over 16 minutes for that opening game. 21-15. Well, Pai Yu Po in her first final for almost 2 years. Last time she was in a final, the US Grand Prix, which is a level below the Grand Prix Golds. And she won the title. And it was her 5th final in 2015. US Grand Prix, beat Kirsty Gilmore in the final. So 2 years the wait.
Second game.
And she'll have to come from behind if she wants to win her first ever Grand Prix gold title. There's the opening game. Cai Yanyan is simply too good. Perhaps one or two errors at inopportune times from Pai Yu Po, so she'll need to tighten up her game, cut out the unforced errors. And as I was saying at the end of the opening game, I think she needs to command the rallies a little bit more, take the initiative within the rallies. Well, I was talking yesterday about the drift in this arena. My belief that the shuttle flying a little bit faster, going towards the far end of the court as we're looking down right now. Oh, that was going wide, surely. That certainly has.
Service over. 1-2.
Oh my goodness, she didn't even react to that, Pai Yu Po.
2-all.
Making her 5th appearance at this particular tournament, whereas her opponent making her 2nd. Oh, it's a good net shot. Simply too close to the net.
Service over.
Cai Yanyan, afraid she was going to hit the net and therefore mistimed her attempt.
3-2.
Well, that's the sort of unforced error that I was
Service over.
talking about just a moment ago. You simply can't afford those errors in finals.
Service over. 4-3. Service over. 4-all.
Oh yes, that's well taken. Very, very alert to that, Cai Yanyan.
5-4. Service over. 5-all.
Had some very good wins in her career as far as beating higher ranked players are concerned. Pai Yu Po beat Minatsu Mitani. She's been a Super Series winner. Sayaka Sato, she also has won a Super Series earlier this year in Indonesia.
Service over.
Been to 3
6,
games against
5.
the likes of the Olympic champion Carolina Marin, Sung Ji Hyung, Saina Nehwal, former world #1, Akane Yamaguchi, Herbing Jiao. She got very, very close to some of the world's very best players. And that's well judged.
Service over.
Good defense. Yeah, weathered the storm, Pai Yu Po. And as soon as she had the opportunity, played the winner. 1, 2. There was at least 2 defensive shots. We only saw the one. Yeah, a little bit of frustration.
Service over. 7-all.
I just sense we're entering a very critical phase of the match. If this youngster were to win 3 or 4 points, I think psychologically that could take its toll on Pai Yu Po, so it's very, very important for the player from Taipei. Keep the scores tight until the mid-game interval. And look at the reaction from Cai Yanyan to that wonderful shot. Look at that clenched fist. She knows this is an important phase. Good rally. Yeah, well worked by Pai Yu Po. Oh my goodness, she needed that.
Service over. 8-9.
Always landed in.
Service over.
Misjudgment.
10-8.
Missed it. It's obviously one of her favourite shots from the round the head position. Cai Yanyan going across court with that fast angled smash. Played a number of winners today with that, but that occasion just missing. Oh, yes. Just out of reach of Pai Yu Po, and it is Cai Yanyan who has the advantage at the mid-game interval. 2-point advantage. Of course, a player from China won the women's singles title here a year ago. That was Chen Yufei. In fact, players from China have won 6 of the previous 10 women's singles titles here since the inception of the Grand Prix Gold in 2007. 6 different players from China winning the 6 times here over the previous 10 years. As far as Pai Yu Po is concerned, she's making history here. Never before has a player from Chinese Taipei contested a final, women's singles final here at the Macau Open. And in fact, no player from her country has won a women's singles Grand Prix gold title this year. The last winner from Chinese Taipei was Tai Su Ying last year at the Chinese Taipei Open. So it's been a long wait for a player from Chinese Taipei to win a Grand Prix gold women's singles title. Going wide. Yep, well left. Back level.
11-all.
Oh, good defense off the body.
Service over. 12-all.
Level once more. Yes, she's been very, very good coming forward, especially on the backhand side there. That's another shot where the racket arm is outstretched. Just watch this. And then suddenly plays the fast push. But because she's coming from above the shuttle, she's got those options. If you come from below the shuttle when coming forward, in other words, your racket carriage is low rather than high, you can only block it to the net or lift it high. You can't play those attacking shots.
14-12.
Oh, 4 straight points. From 11-12 behind.
Service over. 13-15.
Good rally. Oh, my goodness. It's going wide. Oh, she's taken it. I don't believe this. This is terrific. Brilliant. What a super rally. Well, I thought Pai Yu Po took one earlier that was going out. But look at this final shot across court. She took it late, but played it to perfection.
14-15.
Oh, I wonder if that could be a turning point. Sometimes a rally like that changes a whole match.
15-all.
She wants the shuttle change. Pai Yu Po says no. I'm quite happy with that. Just won the last 3 rallies with this shuttle. It's going wide. Well, since that long, grueling rally, 4 straight points. I said that it can sometimes turn the momentum. A long, good rally like that. It was the rally at 13:15. Super, absolutely superb. 5 straight points. In fact, in total, it's 6 straight points because she was 12-13, 15 down. I was just thinking back to that super rally at 13-15. Missed it. And it was a very, very short lift. Cai Yanyan should have done more with that.
19-15.
Perhaps the inexperience of the 17-year-old. Well, this is extraordinary. 8 straight points. And 7 since that wonderful rally. Five opportunities to send this to a decider. Mind you, she had 4 opportunities in her opening game of her semi-final and squandered all 4 of them. So this is not a foregone conclusion. Most of us fans would love to see a deciding game. Oh! Crikey. How did she miss that? Well, that could prove very costly indeed. I wonder if she's having flashbacks to yesterday's semi-final, where she couldn't convert
17-20.
when leading 2016. She's got to put that out of her mind. 2 game points have come and gone. Another 3 remain for Pai Yu Po. What a net exchange. And this time, it is 1 game all. 21-17, the second game. Cai Yanyan was expecting a block. She was coming forward and therefore made a complete mess of her final smash. Here she's coming forward. Had to check and go backwards, and there the frustration. But the delight for all neutral fans, because it is 1 game apiece, and we will be treated to a 3rd and deciding game. 38 minutes into the match. So the players return to court for the start of the third and deciding game. Pai Yu Po having fought back in the second game, 21-17.
Level. Prix.
Just wide. Well, I think Pai Yu Po has got to hang on to the thought that after this match, she can have a bit of a rest because she's not playing in either of the upcoming Super Series events in China and Hong Kong. Whereas this lady, young lady, is going to play the China Premier Super Series. Transmitting net shot. Well, either too tight or too ferocious in its spin. Either way, Cai Yanyan unable to control it. Nice. Yep, you've got to think of the drift. Shuttle most definitely flying quicker, going towards the far side of the court as we look down. Another gift. Once the shuffle changed. Cai Yanyan wanted to keep it, but the umpire says no, change it.
6-1.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely imperative that she starts closing the gap.
2-6.
That time finds the line.
4-7.
Overdone it. And I have to say, Cai Yanyan does look the fitter of the two right now. expecting the straight smash. Good awareness from Pai Yu Po. Now watch her, yeah, she was looking for the smash down her forehand side. Totally unexpected that it was played cross-court towards her backhand.
Service over. 5-8.
Oh, good defense. Good rally. Yeah. And I think that was an important rally too.
7-8.
Oh, well taken. My goodness me. Oh, I like that.
Service over.
Adventurous play, ready to pounce. Took her opportunity.
9-7.
Oh gosh, did that get her in the face? That could have been dangerous. Yeah. There's that cross-court smash again from the round the head position. And once again, it has its effect. So a 4-point advantage for the 17-year-old Cai Yanyan as the players change ends in this third and deciding game. Well, they both obviously preferred playing from the near side of the court. I do beg your pardon, from the far side of the court. Lots of instructions. Lots of encouragement, I should think, as well. Well, at 17 years of age, she must be eligible for next year's World Junior Championships as well. Last year, she reached the quarterfinal in Bilbao. This year, bronze medalist. Who knows next year? She won't be thinking of that right now. She'll be fully focused on this final. Oh, it's landed well in. You see, that's the difference. The drift keeps it in this near side of the court. Yeah, that was clearly in. Oh, my goodness me. Well, I think that's the first service error of the match. Oh, what a time to do it.
12-9.
Yeah, not terribly sure why Pai Yu Po was trying to play back to the net. Of course, she's hitting against the drift, and therefore it wouldn't have been such a problem to lift deep. Because I think this young lady has been superb on the net play today. I think you probably need to move her more. Bring her forward, then push her back. Like she's alert to those pushes. Well, perhaps an explanation as to why Pai Yu Po on that previous rally kept playing the net area. Yeah. Well, this looks like the decisive move. It'll take a huge effort from this lady now. She wants to come back and win. Well, she can't believe the call, and I have to say I have some sympathy. That looked on the line to me, but it's being called out. Oh yeah, that was clearly in. That's a shocking call. Well, at the Super Series, we have the advantage of the challenge system. No such system in operation here at the Grand Prix Gold events. No, we all make mistakes, and I would hate to either be in an umpire's chair or a line judge, because you have to make split-second decisions. No second chances. Oh, he's missed. He's gone wide.
Service over. 10-16.
Yeah, that was a really intense rally.
11-16.
Wow. Well, is she using her anger and aggression and channeling it in the right direction, using it to her advantage? Well, I think she might just be. Look at that. That's gone wide. Well, well, well. Seven points adrift a moment ago. 4 straight points, and all of a sudden it's very much believable again. Just 2 points in it. Yeah, coach is saying, come on, push yourself. Keep going. There's a nod from Cai Yanyan. Well, that could be costly. She was nicely on balance.
17-14.
That makes the error. Oh, great defense. Creeping ever closer to the finish line. Oh, yes. You know, you open up that sort of shot opportunity when you serve out wide. Missed it. 2 points away from the title.
19-15.
Yep, no question it was wide. Strong long. Match point opportunities for the 17-year-old. A moment of defiance. from Pai Yu Po.
Service over. 16-20.
Match clock just ticks over the hour mark. It's going wide and on her second match point opportunity. Cai Yanyan, at the age of 17, 11 months and 28 days, wins her first ever Grand Prix gold title. 3 days before her 18th birthday, Cai Yanyan marks a milestone in her young career. 21-16 in the deciding game. A match lasting an hour and 1 minute. (21-15, 17-21, 21-16 in the deciding game.
Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, the awarding ceremony of women's singles of the 2017 Macau Open Badminton, part of the BWF Grand Prix Gold Series, is about to start. Let's introduce our honorable guests. Mr. Charles Cockway, representative of Sports Bureau of Macau SAR Government.
Absolute Protest Sports 有限公司董事張建雄拿督。
Datu Wanijo, Managing Director of Absolute Protest Sport Limited.
澳門羽毛球總會會長兼2017澳門羽毛球格蘭披治黃金大獎賽組織委員會主席康達財先生。
Mr. Kong Ta Choi, President of Badminton Federation of Macau and President of the Organizing Committee of 2017 Macau Open Badminton Back of the BWF Grand Prix Gold Series.
請以熱烈嘅掌聲歡迎運動員進場。
Now let's welcome the winners to the stage.
Well, Pai Yu Po has had an incredible 2 weeks. First in Saarbrücken in Germany, where she reached the semi-final. Exactly 1 week later, here in Macau, which is the final. First ever player from her country to do so. But she was beaten today by this lady, Cai Yanyan. Cai Yanyan, 3 days shy of her 18th birthday. 3 excellent games in the final. And I have to say, it's lovely to see Pai Yu Po back after her elbow surgery, back playing well once again. And this, I'm quite certain, is a future star of world badminton. Cai Yanyan follows up winning the China International Challenger event earlier this year. her first ever Grand Prix gold title. So only the second player from China this year to win a Grand Prix gold women's singles title. The first was Chen Xiaoxin in an all-Chinese affair in Basel at the Swiss Open. Chen Xiaoxin beat Chen Yufei in that final in Switzerland. So this young lady, Cai Yanyan, adds her name to the list of winners this year at the Grand Prix Golds.
Thank you, our guests, and congratulations to the winners.
仲有3日咧，野野咧就生日快樂啦！喂，不如同佢講聲生日快樂啦，好唔好啊？
So after that women's singles, we turn our attention to men's singles. And a welcome return to Grand Prix Golds and the world stage for the left-handed Kento Momota. The former world #2 from Japan is up against Ihsan Maulana Mustafa of Indonesia, the #14 seed. Well, as far as the men's singles draw is concerned, we should have started with 16 seeds, but we only had 15 because the #1 seed, Ankar Long, pulled out by quarter-final stage, 6 different nations and 6 seeds. And semi-finals, 4 different nations. The third time it's happened this year, and a second consecutive time because it happened last week in Saarbrücken at the Bitburger Grand Prix Gold. So 3 seeds, the only unseeded player, the former world #2, Kento Momota, who is through to today's final. Disappointment in the bottom half of the draw, as you can see, because Zulkifli of Malaysia withdrew injured in his semi-final before the semi-final got underway. So here comes the former world #2, the left-handed Kento Momota. Ihsan Maulana Mustafa of Indonesia, the number 14 seed. Well, similar to the women's singles and Cai Yanyan, this is a player who's about to celebrate a birthday. He's going to turn 22 in 6 days' time, so next Saturday. And in fact, Mustafa has been a semi-finalist here at the Macau Grand Prix Gold previously. That was 2 years ago when he was the number 16 seed. Lost out in that semi-final to the number 2 seed, Tian Hao Wei, who then lost in the final. Well, I say a welcome return to the world stage for the left-hander Kento Momota. And was suspended by his national federation after visiting an illegal gambling house. Suspended for a year. His original suspension was indefinite, but having shown good attitude in training, they then earlier this year decided that his suspension would be lifted. And since his suspension has been lifted, this is his 6th tournament in international play and his 6th final. He lost his first final after coming back to international play, and that was in Canada at the Canadian Grand Prix. And in his last 4 tournaments, he's won them all. 4 of his 5 tournaments this year he's had to qualify for. So as you can see, former world number 2, the 23-year-old from Kagawa on Shikoku Island, the smallest of the 4 main islands that make up Japan. And as you can see from his matches, well, the first 2 rounds, he went the full distance. And then in the quarterfinal against number 6 seed, the man who'd beat him in the final of the Canadian Grand Prix, his teammate Kanta Tsuneyama. And then yesterday in the semi-final, the number 3 seed, the former champion here, Lee Hyun-il. Lee Hyun-il won the title here in 2011, having withdrawn from the final the previous year. 28 minutes, that really is correct. And if you were with us yesterday, you will have enjoyed seeing Momota in great form. I was particularly looking forward to that match, and it was ended up very one-sided. So to the number 14 seed, as I say, he'll turn 22 in 6 days' time. Born in Tasikmalaya in West Java, which of course is the same birthplace as the great Susi Susanti. So this will be his 2nd Grand Prix Gold final. He was in the final of the Thailand Open 2 years ago, where he lost to Lee Hyun-il, the man I've just been talking about, who was in the other semi-final here in Macau. So he's had 1 semi-final this year. It was a non-ranking tournament. He was bronze medalist at the Southeast Asian Games. And he had that rest yesterday. Let me mention his quarter-final, his 3rd round match, I beg your pardon, against the number 8 seed, because Zhao Jungpeng was the defending champion. He won this title here in Macau last year. Quarter-final beat the number 2 seed, Wong Wing Ki of Hong Kong, and then that walkover yesterday against the Malaysian. So Cynthia Tam from Australia is our umpire for this one. Wong Wai Lei from Macau, our service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Kento Momota, Japan. And on my left, Isam Maulana Mustafa, Indonesia. Kento Momota to serve, love all, play.
So the left-handed Kento Momota getting this men's singles final underway. Remarkably, it is his first ever Grand Prix Gold Tournament final. And I say remarkably because, of course, he has won 4 Super Series events. 3 in 2015, Singapore, Indonesia, and the Super Series finals. And 1 last year, the India event. So he went from playing international challenger events to winning Super Series.
2 love.
Shoji Sato, Japanese coach. Well, no player from Japan has ever won a title here at the Macau Open, and that's across all 5 disciplines. In fact, they've only previously had 1 finalist here, and that was Minatsu Mitani in the women's singles 2 years ago. Yeah, well worked rally from Momota.
Service over.
Lack of Japanese players winning titles here in Macau, whereas Indonesian players, well, there's been 1 previous winner of the men's singles from Indonesia, and that was in 2008, Taufik Hidayat, former world and Olympic champion. That final in 2008 beat Lee Chong-wei. In fact, Taufik had been in 2 finals, because he was also a finalist the year prior to him winning the title. It's been some time since a player from Japan won a Grand Prix Gold men's singles title as well. You have to go back to 2011, the US Open, when Sho Sasaki beat Tianmin Nguyen in the final. So over 6 years ago. Oh no, some of the strapping coming off already. Strapping just below the kneecap.
Service over. 5-2. Fault. Service over. 3-5.
Well, as you saw earlier, this is the 2nd meeting between these 2 players. First time they met was in the final of the Asia Men's Team Championships last year. Indonesia actually won that final 3-2, but the first match on court was these 2 players playing at first men's singles, and it was Momota who won on that occasion, 21-17, 21-7 in just 39 minutes. That's delightful, isn't it? Look at that. Momota backing off, looking for the lift to the back of the court. nice block. What a good rally. There. Totally different prospect in today's final for Momota.
5-all.
Seemed to be on cruise control yesterday against former champion Lee Hyun-il. Much longer, tougher rallies in these early stages here today in the final against Mustafa. It's going wide.
Service over. 6-5.
Oh, well taken, my goodness me. Now, he made that look easy. I can assure you it wasn't,
5.
because the shuttle and the net shot from his opponent was tumbling. Well, I'm not sure we'll see it. But to control that was very good indeed. Four straight points.
5.
Well, I know a lot of badminton fans around the world are very much hoping to see Momota back playing Super Series before too long. He can only do that, according to his own national governing body, if he is part of the national A team. Unless you're part of the A team, you are not allowed to enter Super Series events. A lot of badminton fans around the world are very much hoping that for the start of next year, he will be back in the A team, so we can see him at the top events in world badminton, because the way he's playing right now, you'd hardly think he'd been away. In fact, I said yesterday I thought he looked slimmer and trimmer and fitter than when he was world number 2. Looking very good indeed. And a healthy 5-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Shoji Sato. Coach was a fine men's singles player himself.
11-6. Play.
Good doubles player as well. Gone long. That's good judgment.
12-6.
Just super smash. Power and precision.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. A little bit of trickery at the front of the court there from Momota. Apologises for hitting his opponent. Yeah, that's a couple of times he's thundered a smash straight down that line. Towards the left-hander's forehand side.
9-13.
Good rally. Well, the one-time 6-point deficit has been halved. Now just 3 points in it. Former medalist at World Junior Championships, Mustafa. That was in 2013. Bronze medal. Oh. This is a good comeback. Missed it.
Service over. 14-12.
Oh, yes. Well, he was hoping that Momota was backpedaling towards the back of the court as he had done earlier in the match, but he's a fast learner. Look at that, he's hovering, he's waiting. And that net shot just a little too loose.
Service over. 13-15.
Oh, yes.
Service over. 16-13.
You can't give him any half chances. He's very sharp. Said that earlier, he's looking sharper than I remember him when he was winning Super Series tournaments and getting to world #2. Yeah, look at that again. quick back. Plays a winner. You shouldn't be able to do that.
13.
And somehow, all these great players find a way to do so. Oh yes, well worked by the Indonesian. Mustafa looking for opportunities, waiting for the right one to go for the winner. As soon as he had forced his opponent to play the high backhand, he knew that was the opportunity.
Kento. 14, 17.
Oh, good defense. Good rally. Oh, clever. Got to be the longest rally of the match as well. This is a big point and it's landed in. And affords himself a little smile. Mustafa. Yeah, on the line. What a wonderful rally.
Thank you.
So just 2 points in it.
15, 17.
Oh yes, that tricky inside out cross court backhand
Service
net
over.
shot.
18.
Did that earlier in the match and gained advantage. Could be a costly error. It's gone long. Yep. Talked about it in the women's singles about the drift.
Service over. 16, 19.
He's controlled the wind quite well so far. Prior to that, Momota. Oh, there's that tricky inside-out backhand again. And with that delightful bit of skill
20.
come game point opportunities.
16.
Opening game 21-16 to the former world number 2, Kento Momota.
21-16.
21 minutes needed for that opening game. Yeah, every time it looked as if the Indonesian was going to catch back up. And Momota just upped the intensity of his play. 21-16 in 21 minutes.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Second game. Love all. Play.
So one game to the good. 21-16 and Kento Momota getting the second game underway. Oh, yes. Well, both of these players very, very good movers around the court. Very smooth movement from Momota. Mustafa a little more explosive in his movement. They're both an absolute delight to watch. Oh, he's ready to pounce. And that probably forced Mustafa into error. Come along. Well, for the Indonesian, this is his third international tournament final. His first two, the 2014 Dutch Grand Prix and then the Thailand Grand Prix Golds of 2015. He lost both of those finals. In contrast, Kento Momota has played 12 previous finals, of which he's won 11 of them. That's an incredible record. Won his first 7 finals, and then it was on his comeback trail at the Canadian Grand Prix earlier this year. His first ever loss in a final. That's the problem from this near side of the court for Mustafa, controlling those lifts. Well, it's not the start he wanted to this second game. His son, Mulyana Mustafa. Love.
8 love.
Well, it's looking as if it's a very welcome return to the big time for... That's going to go wide, finally. A point for Mustafa.
Service over. 1-9.
Yeah, good net shot. It has to be good, though, from the Indonesian, because his opponent will know that the likelihood of a lift is that it will go long, and therefore he'll be waiting for the net reply. That was well judged. Got out of the way of that.
Service over. 10-2.
Just wide and to the mid-game interval. 11-2, the advantage. We're only 29 minutes into the match.
11-2, play.
So, does Mustafa have any answers to this? Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's gone wide. I even guessed right there. Momota as to which way the smash was going to come.
3-13.
Trying the backhand smash. It was just going through my mind that perhaps he ought to just try something completely different, because quite frankly, just going on like this is not going to help his cause. He knows he's got to make it tight. He's not giving himself margin for error.
14-4.
I think Mustafa can certainly take heart from the fact that he's in a final again 25 months after his last, which was the Thailand Grand Prix Gold. Third Indonesian this year to be in a men's singles Grand Prix Gold tournament final. Tommy Sugiarto won in Thailand, and Jonathan Christie. Sugiarto, beg your pardon, won the Thailand Masters, and Jonathan Christie was beaten in the final of the Thailand Open. Just wide.
6-14.
Oh, how did he get out of trouble there? And again. Good judgment.
Kento, play.
Just missed it. Oh, there was that tricky net shot.
8-14.
Inside out backhand, as I call it. Shuffle coming towards his forehand side, but playing a backhand cross-court net shot. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. What a rally. Oh! Well, going for the extravagant backhand smash in the end. Mustafa making the error. Look at that. He was halfway through his full pirouette when he played that smash. Well, earlier in the rally had been fascinating too. Not just that final shot, which we saw again.
15-8. Service over. 9-15.
Oh, brilliant. Perfect net shot. Crawled up the net and went over. Look at this.
10,
Yeah.
15.
Oh. Well, Mustafa did that to Momota in the opening game. And the left-hander repays the compliment.
10.
Looks as if he's going to lift the shuttle and just blocks back to the net. Well, just when you thought that Mustafa was making inroads, getting himself back in the match, once again, this man, Momota, just ups the intensity. A couple more quick points, and all of a sudden he's looking comfortable again. That can't have been long by much. What's the raised hand of apology? Does he know it's the wrong call?
18-10.
Oh, yes. Two points away from the title. A first ever Grand Prix gold title for Kento Momota. He's not there yet.
Same spot.
Oh yeah, I can see the umpire just telling the court official. Yeah, there's a big wet patch where he dived. And perspiration from his legs right across the centre of the court there. I still don't think that's mopped terribly well.
19-10.
Oh. The error there from Mustafa. And it is match point opportunities for Momota. Only needed the one opportunity. 21-16, 21-10, the margin of his victory in a match lasting 41 minutes. Well, there's an awful lot of fans around the world that will be delighted to see Momota back on the big stage. First ever Grand Prix gold title. His fifth title of the year and his sixth final, but his previous titles, international series and international challenger events. But here is confirmation of how he won the Macau Grand Prix gold. 21-16, 21-10.
各位嘉賓、各位新聞界嘅朋友、各位觀眾，2017澳門羽毛球格蘭披治黃金大獎賽男子單打決賽頒獎禮即將展開。
Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, the awarding ceremony of men's singles of the 2017 Macau Open Badminton, part of the BWF Grand Prix Gold Series, is about to start.
首先介紹頒獎嘉賓。
Let's introduce our honorable guests.
我們特別行政區政府體育局代表周國偉先生。
Mr. Chow Kok Wei, representative of Sports Bureau of Macau SAR Government.
我們羽毛球總會會長兼2017澳門羽毛球格蘭披治黃金大獎賽組織委員會主席鄺達才先生。
Mr. Kong Ta Choi, President of Badminton Federation of Macau and President of the Organizing Committee of 2017 Macau Open Badminton, part of the BWF Grand Prix Gold Series.
世界羽毛球聯會主要賽事經理 Vanikopa Mehanlingham 先生。
Mr. Vanikopa Mehanlingham, Badminton World Federation Major Event Manager.
而家有請運動員出場。
Now let's welcome the winners to the stage.
Six tournaments in 2017, 6 times he's made his way to the podium. Kento Momota. Well, a third final in his young career for Hassan Maulana Mustafa. Third time he's had to settle for second best. Well, with his first final for over 2 years. But this man, this week, quite simply, has been too good. Kento Momota, former world #2, becomes the first player from Japan ever to win a title here at the Macau Open. And hopefully it won't be too long before we see Kento Momota back on the biggest stage of all the Super Series events next year.
McHenningham 先生為運動員頒發獎金支票。
Now, may we invite Mr. Machinningham to award the check.
「請各位頒獎嘉賓同運動員合照。
May we invite our guests to take the group photo with the winners. 多謝頒獎嘉賓，亦都恭喜晒咁多位運動員。 Thank you, our guests, and congratulations to the winners.
Well, I said at the start of today that it was possible that all 5 titles could go to players from 5 different nations. Obviously, after the first 2 finals, that was no longer a possibility, with players from China winning those first 2 titles. Well, up next is women's doubles, and it is the beaten finalists from 4 years ago. Wang Yaxiong going for the doubles double because she's already won the mixed doubles. Here in the women's doubles with Yu Xiaohan. They're up against the newly crowned world junior champions, Baek Ha-na and Lee Yu-rim, the young Korean pair. Well, what a tournament they've had. This is their first tournament since being crowned world junior champions. And they've come through in the bottom section of the draw. In fact, at quarterfinal stage, we had 5 different nations involved, but only 3 seeds. We had 2 Chinese pairs, 2 Korean pairs, 2 Indonesian pairs. The 2 Korean pairs made it through to an all-Korean semi